Time now at 8:09 to turn our attention to the Book Talk Show for this week. Elena Trucker from Napa Book Mine, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you've got quite an interesting bunch of stuff to talk about, events coming up, and all kinds of good books. Let's get right into it. What's up top?
I just wanted to remind everyone that our last event of 2015, good grief, 2018.
Hello.
I've time traveled back a few years. 2018 is on Monday the 3rd at the library, the Napa Library on Coon Street. We're hosting Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Miriam Powell to discuss her book, The Browns of California. So anyone interested in California history, definitely come on by. That should be a really awesome event.
Very good. Monday at 7. And then right on into our nonfiction pick here. I'm intrigued. I need to know more about this book. Tell us more.
This book is called Hungover, The Morning After and One Man's Quest for the Cure by Shaughnessy Bishop Saul. This is the story of one intrepid reporter's quest to learn everything there is to know about hangovers, trying all of the cures he can find and explaining how and if they work, all so the rest of us don't have to. I think most of us have been there. You know, 1 minute you're fast asleep and in the next you're tumbling from dreams of deserts into semi-consciousness and your mouth is full of sand, your head is throbbing, and you are hungover. Courageous journalist Shaughnessy Bishop Saul has gone to the front lines of humanity's age-old fight with hangovers to settle once and for all the best way to get rid of the after effects of a night of overindulgence, short of course, not drinking in the first place. Hangovers have plagued human beings for about as long as civilization has existed, and possibly even longer, so there's been plenty of time for cures to be concocted. But even now, little is actually known about hangovers, and less still about how to cure them. Cutting through the rumor and the myth, Bishop Saul turns everything from polar bear swims to saline IV drips, the age-old hair of the dog, to let us know which ones actually work. And along the way, he regales readers with stories from humanity's long and fraught relationship with food, and shares the advice of everyone from Kingsley Amos to the random man down at the pub. This is definitely a fun one, a fun read that also has a little bit of science behind it, and I think maybe if you know somebody who might benefit from this research, this might be a good holiday gift for them.
I can't imagine anyone that I know who would ever. But wait a minute. You didn't say if any of these work, or you didn't say there's one that works.
Oh, you got to read the book,
I
guess.
Elena. Okay. All right. Very good. And that, again, is called Hungover, The Morning After, and One Man's Quest for the Cure. Moving on, this is intriguing. Some science here for your next book offering.
I think we've all asked ourselves this question. It's really impossible to look up at the stars and not think about it. Are we alone in the universe? In this book, Dr. Michael Wall explains kind of the research that's going into how we figure out this question. He's a really interesting person. He's a senior writer at Science.com and has written extensively about the search for alien life. And he holds a graduate certificate in science journalism, and before that, has a PhD in biology. So he really knows what he's talking about. And in his book, which is called Out There, A Scientific Guide to Alien Life, Antimatter, and Human Space Travel for the Cosmically Curious, he's asking this question and trying to figure out how we can answer it. There's so much out there that tries to answer this question and explore it. And he treats it as merely the beginning of a wild ride of exploration into this final frontier of space. He considers, for instance, the myriad questions that would arise once we do discover life beyond Earth, an eventuality which a top NASA official told him is only drawing closer. What would the first aliens we meet look like? Would they be little green men or mere microbes? Would they be found on a planet in our own solar system or orbiting a star far away? Would they intend to harm us, and if so, how might they do it? And might they have already visited? Out There is arranged in a simple question and answer format. The answers are delivered in Dr. Wall's informal but informative style, which mixes in a healthy dose of humor and pop culture to make these big ideas easier to swallow for the average reader. Dr. Wall covers questions far beyond alien life, too, venturing into astronomy, physics, and the practical realities of what long-term life might be like for we mere humans in outer space. such as the idea of lunar colonies and even economic implications. He also shares the insights of some of the leading lights in space exploration today and shows that the next space stage might be brighter than ever. This would be a really great book for anybody who read Neil deGrasse Tyson's Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, or anybody who's just curious, and I think, honestly, a lot of us are. It's one of humanity's big questions.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not wonder? All it takes, like you say, you look up into the sky every night. I have the same thought. Like, what's going on up there? Yeah, what's going on? I'm intrigued. All right, on to your fiction pick for the week. This one's also pretty compelling sounding.
This is a funky one. It's called My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. This is a short, darkly funny hand grenade of a novel about a Nigerian woman whose younger sister has a really inconvenient habit of killing her boyfriend. Korede is a bit bitter. Honestly, how could she not be? Her sister, Ayula, is many things. The favorite child, the beautiful one, and possibly sociopathic. And now her third boyfriend in a row is dead. Korede's practicality is the sister's saving grace. She knows the best solutions for cleaning blood. The trunk of her car is big enough for a body. And she keeps Ayula from posting pictures of her dinner on Instagram when she should be mourning her missing boyfriend. Not, of course, that she gets any credit for this. Korede has long been in love with a kind, handsome doctor at the hospital where she works. She dreams of the day when he'll realize that she's exactly what he needs. But when he asks Korede for Ayula's phone number, she must reckon with what her sister has become and how far she's willing to go to protect her. The sharp as nails, full of deadpan wit, Braithwaite's deliciously deadly debut novel is as fun as it is frightening, and clocking in at just 240 pages, this is a literary slasher that's a great, easy impulse read. Our bookseller, Kelsey, read it and said it's just as fun as people have been saying, and as a title and cover make it seem. A great read for someone if you're looking for something a little bit different. If you're into dark humor, I know a lot of people out there are. My Sister, the Serial Killer, should probably be your next read.
Very, very interesting. You've just got quite a lineup for us this week. Let's keep rolling. Food and wine next.
This will make a great gift for someone, for lots of someones, I think, especially here in Napa and Sonoma. It's called Wine Reads, a literary anthology of wine writing, edited by Jay McInerney. He's a celebrated novelist whose extensive writing on wine has been called crisp, stylish, and very funny, and has put together this really intelligent collection of great writing about wine. There's over 20 pieces here, fiction and nonfiction, about the making, selling, and, of course, drinking of fine wine, including excerpts from novels, short fiction, memoir, and narrative nonfiction. Wine Reads features big names in the trade and literary heavyweights alike. We follow Kermit Lynch to the Northern Rhone in a chapter from his classic Adventures on the Wine Route, and an excerpt from Between Meals, longtime New Yorker writer A.J. Liebling raises feeding and imbibing on a budget in Paris into something of an art form and discovers a very good rosé. Michael Dibdin's fictional Venetian detective Aurelio Zen gets a lesson in Barolo, Barbaresco, and Brunello vintages from an eccentric celebrity. In real life, and over half a century ago, Jewish Czech writer and gourmet Joseph Wexberg visits the medieval Chateau d'Yquem to sample different years of the Roi des Vins alongside a French connoisseur who had his first taste of wine at age 4. It also showcases an iconic scene from Rick Pickett's Sideways, work by Jancis Robinson, Benjamin Wallace, McInerney himself, MFK Fisher, Bill Buford, and Roald Dahl, plus excerpts from The Widow Clicquot and War and Wine. This is definitely a must-have for any wine lover, any book lover here in Napa, a great holiday gift. Come and check out Wine Read.
Too bad it did not include any excerpts from a recent local play written about the wine business. That would have been a good thing to include.
Maybe the next edition.
Maybe next edition, all right. And then lastly, but certainly not leastly, something for the kids.
I wanted to highlight a few books that might be good gifts for kids in all the different age groups, starting with the older kids. The new Fantastic Beasts The Crimes of Grindelwald, the new Harry Potter movie, is out in a screenplay. So you can buy a hardcover copy of the screenplay of The Crimes of Grindelwald. It's really a beautiful package. Everyone has a Harry Potter fanatic in their lives. This is a perfect gift for them, and for any kid, I think age about 8, 9, and up. And then for kids 4 to 8, we have a really cool picture book called P is for Pterodactyl, the worst alphabet book ever, by Raj Haldar. This turns the traditional idea of an alphabet book on its head. It's perfect for anyone who's ever been stumped by silent letters or confused by absurd homophones. It's a whimsical, unique book that takes silent letter entries like K is for knight a step further with the noble knight's knife nicks the knave's knee, with these really lively illustrations that provide context clues and alliterative words that help readers navigate text. Like a bright white gnat is gnawing on my gnocchi with ease. Everyone from early learners to grown-up grammarians will love this wacky book. It's really very fun. And then for the little kids, babies age 3 and under, there's this awesome board book box set called Baby Loves Science. It's accurate enough to be endorsed by an expert, but simple enough for a baby. It's a very clever book, complete with an adorable periodic table poster of the alphabet, and introduces topics like coding, aerospace engineering, gravity, and thermodynamics, connecting each scientific idea to pieces of a baby's world. It's beautiful, visually stimulating, it's age-appropriate language to encourage a baby's sense of wonder. And as you're reading it, you might even learn a thing or two as well. It features 4 board books and that periodic table poster. So again, a really great gift for those age 3 and under.
Fantastic. There you have it. It's our book talk show with Elena from Napa Book Mine for this particular Friday, November 30th. Thanks for your time. And folks come visit you at the Pearl Street store or at the Oxbow, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okie doke. See you soon. Time now, 8:21 here at KVON. On the way next, what the heck is going on? It's the events calendar with Julie Morales, and we'll see what's worth doing around Napa these days. Back after this.